Hey everyone, Tom here from Tom's AWI Review. So today we're going to be reviewing the Black Powder American War of Independence Field Artillery from Warlord Games. Now, many of you will remember that I have a video out looking over some of the artillery pieces that came with the Liberty or Death box set, and I also have a video out examining a couple of the sprues here for the artillery piece. So if you want to check those out, look back on my channel. You will definitely find them, no problem. They're one of the first few videos I did when I started this channel. Real quick, this is the brochure thingy that comes with the box set. Here's a quick glance at the sprue. Let me see if I can lift this camera up a little bit here without it falling, maybe. Hey, we did it. Let's see how long that stays. Sorry, as you can see, there are, this is from the brochure that comes with it. I don't have a sprue handy. Grossly unprepared for this review, apparently, so apologies for that. But I think you can see this better anyway, honestly. So, real quick, you get your mounted officer. So you have the horse here. You have two different, let me see if you can see that here, two different officer regimentals that you can choose from, one for British, one for American. I guess you can interchange them, it doesn't really matter. His legs are here, and you also get, there we go, your officer heads, and these all represent different generals. So you have Washington, you have Clinton, you have Howe, you have Cornwallis. Yeah, here you go. This tells you what all the heads you get are. Alright, pretty neat, if you ask me. And what you can do here is, so obviously this is the paint scheme that they recommend for the Continental, and then if you want to go with the British, you can do that too. You just have to replace the hats. I guess these are like, I don't know if these are late war artillery helmets or kind of like used at Saratoga. I'm not quite sure. I don't know the background on artillery at all. I'm definitely not my field of expertise. Not that I'm an expert in anything, but and also you get this really cool Margaret Corbin slash Molly Pitcher type figure, it's kind of it's just neat. And you get a choice of a 3-pounder and a 6-pounder depending on what kind of gun you want, and you also get a casualty figure, which is right there, this headless guy that you get to choose. You can choose what kind of head to put on him. So yeah, it's it's pretty neat. I gotta say, the thing that I'm really kind of most impressed about on this brochure, and this is gonna sound a little nitpicky, but they have 1775 here. Hooray! So it's not 1776 like on every other piece of their literature. So that's kind of cool. I'm glad that they did that. So anyway, on to the other more beefy bits of this video. What I've done here is I've mocked up a couple of miniatures here. Now these are not in any particular way here because this is just for demonstration purposes. It's not for painting, although I suppose if I wanted to paint these up I could, but at the end of the video you'll see a better example of these. So let me zoom in real quick. Let me also adjust the camera slightly. It's kind of really itchy right now about what could happen there. So yeah, here we have our I guess I kind of made this guy out to be a little bit of an officer figure. And there you go. And you can see here, again, just like all Warlord Games figures, these guys are very well detailed. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, guys. That's my fault. That's not the miniature. That's on me because I couldn't decide how I wanted the arm position to go. And unfortunately, the glue set and it left a little gap there. That's not, trust me when I say that that's not the miniature. That's definitely the user, the modeler, if you will. But yeah, finally detailed. As always, very impressed with the amount of wrinkly fabric, if you will. Faces look incredible. I think this is actually Washington's head. I can't tell. But anyway, hey, you know, wanted to get... that's one of the cool things you can do with the plastics that you can't do with metal, in my humble opinion, is use something that was meant for something else and just repurpose it. So the officer head and the officer arm with his hat off makes a really good kind of just stand-in figure if you're looking to kind of give some uniqueness to your particular crew. Okay, here is this guy here with, it's not a swab, but it's like I guess it's a bore scraper, and he's kind of just pointing at a target in the distance, and yeah, the guy came out pretty nice, I think. So again, this is just to demonstrate the poses that these guys have, more than anything else. This is not for painting. This guy is sort of already pre-cast in this arm position. He's carrying you know, carrying a round. He's kind of like, hey, I want to put this round in the barrel. I know phrasing, right, guys? Sorry, Archer fans will get that. So yeah, kid-friendly channel this. So yeah, as you can see here, he's haunched over with this heavy artillery round he's about to, you know, load the gun up with. And here's your Molly pitcher, Margaret Corbin. I like Margaret Corbin because she actually received a pension, took over. So if you don't know the story of Molly or Margaret Corbin, look her up. She's a pretty fascinating character from Fort Washington. She actually watched her husband get slain before her eyes, and then she took up the cause and loaded and fired the cannon practically by herself, and at incoming Hessians, no less. Tough broad, that one. Not that all women aren't tough, but her in particular, man, she stands apart. I think that's pretty incredible, that story. In the 18th century, no less, against Hessians who were quite vilified by the locals here in the colonies. So, not that they deserved it. I think it's kind of a shame the way that they're vilified in popular media, but that's another story for another time. Basically, it's really cool that they included this type of character, I think. There aren't many manufacturers that think to do something like this, and props to Warlord Games for remembering the camp followers and lady folk who helped the cause along. Incidentally, it wasn't just with the Continentals either. There were plenty of wives and daughters and camp followers in the British Army as well, who pitched in and did their duty for king and country. And I think that they're actually grossly misrepresented, or underrepresented, I should say, in history in general, I think. So anyway, that's your miniatures all set up there. So here is actually, before I get into this, before I reveal the completed miniature, I want to give a shout out, actually. So for those of you who don't know, when you get this piece here, they don't supply you with a base for artillery. I think that's because they don't. A lot of people have different ways they set up their artillery, and you know, for example, some people will put all their miniatures like this. They'll put them on individual bases like this, and then put their cannon Sorry about that. I had to walk away and grab it real quick. put their cannon on a base like this. Okay, and this is a, I think it's a, yeah, 50mm square base. Sorry, I had to do some quick mathematics there. And as you can see, I actually had a cannon on one of these already. And so yeah, that's kind of just to give you an idea of scale. That's 50mm square, and that cannon just barely fits on there, right? It's not, I mean, you can't fit really any crew on there either. I mean, you can probably fit 2 or 3 guys on there max, right? So I think the reason why Warlord Games didn't include bases for the cannon is because they were like, I don't know who's going to use that. And potentially, you know, what's kind of really, you know, I don't know if it's, I think that they need to be more clear on their marketing material that they didn't include that. Because if you look at the pictures, they have a base there, right? That's a base for their cannon. And they don't tell you what size it is. They don't tell you it's not included. At least I didn't read anywhere that it says that it's not included. Right? So it would be really nice if they made that clear, because I had to kind of source out the right size for these, and obviously I went with 50 by 50 thinking that'd be plenty of space. I mean, who would, I mean, if you're just thinking about it, you don't kind of think about it in your head how big 50 by 50 is. You're like, oh, that's massive, right? But it's not. So what I did do is I went online to one of my old kind of go-to places for pre-cut MDF, and one of the places that I went to, it's actually Nerd Herd Wargaming, believe it or not, the same company that I reviewed last year, well, almost a year ago anyway, with the terrain pieces. They have this lovely MDF pre-cut. God, what the hell size is this now? Maybe what I'll do is I'll pop it in the description or in a little bubble, maybe over here somewhere. Is it there? It should be there. There it is. Okay. So yeah, this is the MDF board that I'm using, pre-cut. And just to give you an example, this is not using Warlord Games miniatures at the moment. This is just an example of what that would look like. Ooh, save the camera. Save it. There we go. Okay, zoom out a little bit. Okay, so there we go. This is using Foundry and Perry. And I believe that is a 6-pounder or a 3-pounder, one or the other. And they're, you know, right now I've just kind of put this together like this just to kind of visualize how I want the model to look when it's done. So yeah, really fits nice. And I know some people might not put the cannon on. They might wait and put the cannon on after they complete the whole model. I decided not to go that route. So anyway, that's just to show you what the value is of kind of knowing what you're getting to before you get into it. So bigger the better as far as that goes. Now, dun, 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 there you go. There it is, ladies and gents. This is my completed Warlord Games Continental Artillery. And for those of you out there curious as to the paint scheme, I went with black regimentals faced with red, and this is representing Isaac Corin's Independent Pennsylvania Artillery, circa 1778, 1779. There were deserter reports, quite a few of them actually, that indicate that they were issued black regimentals faced with red, which is really freaking cool if you ask me. White waistcoats and dark blue or navy overalls. Now, unfortunately, the miniatures provided by, let me see if I can get a little closer here on this. The miniatures provided by Warlord Games don't have overalls. They have breeches. There we go. It's a little bit better. And so as a result, I've had to paint breeches blue instead of overalls, but that's all right. I think it came out really well. Also, for those purists out there who are really into period correct clothing and attire, I don't know anything about women's 18th century clothes, so that color scheme is just one that I thought would look cool given the palette. So artistic choices all around. But in the Canon, actually, I don't know if you can see all of the wood grain that I kind of painted in there. Let me turn it to the side here to give you a different view of it. But I did that based on the picture of the Canon on Warlord Games website. And let me turn it again. Again, I really like this base. It's solid. It doesn't warp. I can't tell you how awesome it is that it doesn't warp. I think it's fantastic, actually. I'm also very proud of myself on the dress, and you know, I think the wood grain came out pretty well considering. And I decided to go with red, and by the way, this basing material is more of that wonderful battlefield and basing static grass from Warlord Games also. So if you like the way this base looks, guys, trust me, watch my basing video on how to get the gravel good, and you can tell here that it's on there good and strong. You know, it's not flaking or anything like that. And also, you know, I've sung its praises before, but I think this is the best static grass out there. I love it. I think the colors are great. It kind of looks very summer-y and brings out everything. I think it just ties it all together lovely. And the flowers, by the way, are from... let me look, because I can never pronounce it correctly. I don't want to butcher the name. From Scenic Express. And I love these things. You get like this huge tub. It's bigger than what you get with Army Painter. You get more color variations. You don't just get yellow and white, right? Like, there are different colors in yellow and white, Army Painter. Get with it. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this has been kind of an inspiration to pick up this set. I love it. I think it came out great. In fact, this is pre-varnishing. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and varnish this. And then after, I know this video is going on for quite a bit. Apologies for that. But at the end of this video, I will have some still images of this so you can look at the various angles here. Hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys, take care. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here are some still images I took right after I varnished the miniature. Pretty happy with how this turned out. I know that there are ways to improve this, and hopefully going forward I will correct some of the minor painting mistakes that I made. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the comments. If you like it, guys, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, I don't want to know. Until next time, guys, have a great one, and stay safe out there.